Feel the hush before dawn, that breathless moment when the earth itself seems to hold its pulse. In that stillness lies possibility and unspoken promise that today you will rise beyond yesterday's limits. Imagine Thomas Edison in his workshop, the air thick with the smell of filament and hope, refusing to surrender to the darkness of the laboratory. After 1,000 failures, he whispered to himself, "Each misstep reveals the shape of success." You stand now at your own threshold. Will you shutter the windows of your mind, or will you fling them wide? Letting purpose flood in, allow your heartbeat to align with the rhythm of intention. This is the forge where your spirit is hammered into shape. The ancient sages spoke of mindfulness as a lamp in the cave. They believed that by tending that flame, the shadow selves within would fall away. Modern science too confirms what they intuited. Our neurons rewire with every habit, every thought, every breath. Today, you become the architect of your own neurochemical landscape. With each moment of awareness, you reroute the currents of your destiny. Inhale conviction, exhale doubt, feel belief coalesce in your chest like molten steel. Andrew Carnegie once noted that the man who acquires the ability to take full possession of his own mind may take possession of anything else. Carnegie, who journeyed from a penniless immigrant to the Titan of Steel, mastered his mind first banking on a thought that refused to die. I can. Let that declaration echo in the caverns of your brain, reverberating until every cell resonates with possibility. Clarity is no mere luxury. It is the compass that guides every voyage. Picture Leonardo da Vinci, notebook in hand, sketching futures that had never been seen: flying machines, armored vehicles, anatomies dissected with curiosity's blade. He saw not obstacles, but contours of opportunity. You too must map your inner terrain before you chart the course of your life. Ask yourself, what is the single mission that ignites the fire beneath my ribs? What vision makes the trivial fade into obscurity? Focus that vision until it gleams like the North Star, unwavering against life's swirling storms. Now cast your gaze forward, beyond the horizon of comfort. Henry Ford reversed the axiom that men shape tools, insisting instead that tools shape men, and by mastering assembly lines, he remade what it meant to build. In your own world, discipline is both the wrench and the blueprint. It demands early mornings when the body begs for sleep. It demands choice when the mind pleads for ease. Yet discipline also gifts liberation, freedom from reactive living, freedom from the tyranny of impulse. When you commit to daily practice, be it writing, meditation, movement, you construct a cathedral of habits, each beam reinforcing the next. Let the momentum build until action becomes your pulse. Dreams are for dreamers, execution is for conquerors. Walt Disney sketched Mickey Mouse in a moment of despair after losing rights to a previous creation. He could have folded. Instead, he leaned harder into creation, breathing life into drawings so simple that they now stand as cultural icons. Your canvas may be blank now, but that blankness brims with potential. Stroke by stroke, choice by choice, you animate your own legend. Serve others as you serve yourself. The law of attraction whispers that by pouring into the world will pour back. Nikola Tesla, obsessed with harnessing electricity, believed that the universe was a symphony of frequencies. When he shared his inventions freely, he tuned the world to his waveland. The world responded with wonder. Gratitude opens the floodgates of abundance. When you count the gifts already given, you attract new blessings. Let each morning begin with thanks for breath, for body, for the quiet magic that binds us all. Yet the path will twist. Adaptability is your second breath. Abraham Lincoln in the White House's tumult pivoted from defeat to emancipation, reshaping a nation with words etched in moral steel. He teaches us that resilience is not the absence of struggle, but the art of rebirth from its ashes. When a plan founders, do not cower, recalibrate, bend like bamboo in the storm, and rise unbroken when the wind subsides. Every failure is tuition paid toward mastery. Edison paid billions of sparking misfires to learn what didn't work each one, instructing him how to shape the filament until it glowed with purpose. Your missteps, too, are revelations. Data offered by the universe so that you might refine your approach. Embrace them with curiosity rather than shame. In the laboratory of life, error is the most honest teacher. Love yourself enough to endure growth. To love is to acknowledge worth. Yours first, then others. Mother Teresa knelt by the dying in Kolkata, her entire life a testament to radical compassion. She showed that service and self-respect are two sides of the same coin. When you honor your own journey, when you promise yourself that you will show up fully human, every day you build an inner fortress of self-respect. From that sanctuary, you reach outward, touching lives with generosity and kindness. As knowledge expands, humility deepens. Read voraciously. Einstein once admitted that his imagination sprang from reading Witt's works as a child, yet he also acknowledged his ignorance as the impetus for discovery. Let your mind be a library in which every book humbles you with its vastness. Ask questions that unsettle your assumptions. Pursue disciplines that challenge your ease. In this crucible, vision takes shape. Envision not just what you will achieve, but who you will become. A bodybuilder sculpts not just muscle, but discipline. A composer writes not just notes, but emotions. Your grandest triumph will be the person you shape along the way. Seek wisdom over acclaim, depth over distraction. Now stand at the precipice of action and leap. Feel the electric crackle in your veins as purpose surges. The world you enter is neither friend nor foe. It is a mirror reflecting the state of your mind. Step boldly, for each footfall resonates across time. Lincoln's Gettysburg Address compressed history into 6 sentences proof that courage can rewrite legacy. Today, you hold the pen to your own story. Let this journey be your masterpiece, a crescendo of intention, momentum, and impact. When the final echo of your voice fades, may your life resound across generations like a symphony born of clarity and courage. This is your moment and ember, waiting to become a blaze. Master your mind, and the world will bend to the contours of your dreams. Now, as your spirit hums with newfound energy, listen to the silence that follows the crescendo. In that pause, you sense the infinite, a tapestry of potential stretching beyond your sight. Great leaders, from Churchill to Mandela, discovered that true victory lies not just in political triumph, but in the conquest of the self. Churchill, standing amidst the rubble of war-torn London, spoke not of bombs or borders, but of resolve the steel framework within each citizen. You too must fortify your inner citadel against the sieges of fear and indecision. Breathe deeply and allow purpose to flood your veins like lifeblood. Purpose is the lighthouse on stormy seas. Without it, you drift at the mercy of every current. Purpose does not shout. It whispers soft but persistent, reminding you of the why behind every endeavor. Steve Jobs concluded that the only way to do great work is to love what you do. When love fuels your purpose, you convert work into worship and obstacles into offerings. Let discipline temper that fiery passion. Recall Miyamoto Musashi, the samurai who mastered thousands of duels, not through brute force, but through the discipline of repetition drawing the sword, stance after stance, day after day, until muscle and mind merged into instinct. You must forge routines that become rituals. Meditation to steady the mind, journaling to chart the inner world, deliberate practice to refine the craft. Each ritual is a brick in the fortress of excellence. Yet excellence demands vulnerability. Dare to unveil your imperfections, for they are the fissures through which light enters. Virginia Woolf, in The Hush of Bloomsbury, wrote of her deepest fears, transforming private tremors into universal truth. When you share your cracks, you forge connections, threads of empathy woven into the fabric of collective growth. Vulnerability is the bridge between souls, carrying compassion and authenticity. As you stride forward, remember, growth unfolds on the edges of comfort. Ford's Model T revolutionized transportation because he dared to challenge the status quo. Similarly, you must question inherited norms. Why think small? Why accept less? Why shy from the unknown? Courage is not the absence of fear, but the mastery of it. Feel the tremor in your hands. Let it be the fuel that propels you forward. Invite gratitude into every crevice of your being. A grateful heart transforms scarcity into abundance. What was once a mere resource becomes a launchpad for generosity. When Eleanor Roosevelt embraced each dawn with thanks, she found the strength to reinterpret adversity as opportunity. Make gratitude your daily decree, a litany of thanks that primes your mind to perceive gifts concealed within challenges. And when storms ravage the landscape of your life, stand unmoved, anchored by resilience. Observe the oak, battered by wind, yet rooted deep. Its branches may bend, but its trunk endures. You are both oak and wind, unyielding at your core, flexible in your approach. Allow the trials to sculpt you, not shatter you. Each setback is a chisel stroke, carving a more refined version of yourself. Now cast your gaze upon the horizon of legacy. What mark will you etch into the sands of time? Lincoln's words echo because they transcended their era. Tesla's inventions endure because they captured the imagination of generations. Do not chase fleeting fame. Pursue lasting significance. Significance is born when your actions ripple beyond your lifetime, transforming lives you will never meet. Stand tall in this revelation. You are the alchemist of your destiny. By mastering thought, emotion, and action, you transmute base desires into golden purpose. Close your eyes, place a hand over your heart, and feel the quiet power that dwells within. That power is infinite, unbroken by circumstance. Rise now, fully ignited by the vision you hold. Each breath, each step, each word carries the weight of your convictions. The world awaits the impact of your magnetism, the clarity of your vision, the depth of your love. Master your mind, master your world, then watch as the universe bows to the brilliance you create. From the ember of purpose, let discipline spark into a roaring flamion that demands both devotion and daring. Picture Mahatma Gandhi fasting under the Indian sun, his body frail but his spirit unshakable. For him, discipline was not self-denial, it was self-mastery, the willingness to endure short-term discomfort for long-term transformation. When you journal at dawn, you prime your mind for clarity. When you meditate at dusk, you cleanse the residue of distraction. Each ritual is an invitation to align your daily actions with the mission that beats like a drum in your chest. Discipline does not require perfection, it demands persistence. Recall Nelson Mandela, imprisoned for decades on Robben Island, yet sharpening his resolve with every sunrise. Locked away from the world he sought to free, he cultivated inner freedom first. He practiced the discipline of hope, refusing to let captivity shatter his vision of a united South Africa. Each day he reaffirmed his purpose, forging resilience that no cell wall could contain. Let Mandela's example remind you, when external circumstances tighten their grip, turn inward. Strengthen what they cannot steal your conviction. Now, let adaptability breathe life into your journey. Imagine the great explorers Magellan charting unknown seas, Amelia Earhart defying gravity in fragile wings. Each one learned to pivot with the winds of change. They read the stars, they navigated storms, and sometimes they survived only by trading their course. Embrace this spirit. When a project veers off script, recalibrate with curiosity rather than frustration. Ask, what is this teaching me? And let the answer reshape your next move. With adaptability comes creative resourcefulness, the alchemy of turning constraints into catalysts. Walt Disney lost financing, Edison lost patents, and yet they discovered that scarcity sharpens ingenuity. When you encounter a roadblock, view it as a challenge to innovate. Sketch an alternate blueprint, enlist a fresh perspective, dare to improvise. In the laboratory of life, the most unexpected reagents yield the most potent breakthroughs. Gratitude remains your guiding star through every ebb and flow. Think of Viktor Frankl, who found purpose amid the horrors of the Holocaust by choosing his mindset when everything else was stripped away. He wrote that everything can be taken from a man but one thing. The last of the human freedom stow, choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances. Start each day by naming 3 things you cherish, no matter how trivial. The curve of sunlight on a coffee cup, the pulse in your wrist, the dream that summoned you awake. These small acknowledgements anchor you in abundance, not lack. Resilience emerges at the intersection of gratitude and growth. As waves crash against the shore, the coastline learns the rhythm of the sea eroded here, built anew there. You too will be reshaped by challenges. You will feel the battering gales of doubt. Yet every time you rise, you reconstruct your shoreline stronger, more nuanced, and more beautiful. Sculpt your narrative with triumphs over adversity. These chapters will light the way for those who follow in your footsteps. Now, step into the realm of continual learning. Approach each encounter as a tutor in disguise: failure, success, joy, and sorrow. As Marie Curie doubled down on her experiments despite isolation and skepticism, she discovered radioactivity's secrets. She taught us that the love of discovery transcends recognition. It thrives in curiosity's pure light. Read widely across disciplines, across cultures. Let quantum physics inform your philosophy. Let poetry sharpen your perception. Let biographies of visionaries rewire the possibilities you see for yourself. Beyond knowledge, cultivate wisdom. Wisdom is applied discernment, the bridge between theory and transformation. When Socrates proclaimed, "I know that I know nothing," he didn't reject knowledge. He honored its depth by acknowledging its limits. Emulate that humility. Listen more than you speak. Observe before you judge. Pause before you act. Wisdom emerges when the mind surrenders its rush to conclusions, making room for insight's quiet presence. Approach each day as both student and teacher. Share your insights. Freely mentorship is the echo of mastery in another's ears. As Carnegie invested in libraries so that future generations could learn without barriers, let your generosity sow seeds of growth. A single act of guidance can reroute a life's trajectory. A single gesture of kindness can resurrect hope. Now feel the convergence of purpose, discipline, adaptability, gratitude, resilience, learning, and wisdom, the elements of an unbreakable spirit. These virtues are not destinations, but companions on your odyssey, each informing the others in a dance of continuous evolution. They form a mosaic of meaning that glimmers when the light of intention strikes its surface. As you stand now on the threshold of your greatest potential, sense the synergy of these forces coalescing within you. Your mind is a crucible. Your heart is a compass. Your actions are the vessels through which the universe flows. Embrace the tension of growth. Welcome the discomfort of transformation. Honor the beauty of becoming. This is not the end of your journey only, its most thrilling turning point. Ahead lies the canvas of days yet unwritten, the echo of choices yet made. Step forward with unwavering resolve, for you carry within you the power to shift paradigms, to kindle revolutions of thought, to rewrite the destinies of lives unseen. Trust in your capacity to transcend. Trust in your call to inspire. Trust that by mastering your mind, you master the world. Now, let us dive deeper into the essence of love, the force that binds purpose to people, ambition to compassion. Love is not mere sentimentality. It is the highest form of connection, the bridge between self and other. Consider Maya Angelou, her words soaring on the wings of empathy, her memoirs weaving truth into the fabric of a nation. She demonstrated that love could be wielded as a weapon against injustice, as a balm for wounds inflicted by ignorance. When you act from love, your achievements transcend personal gain. They become lifelines for another's soul. To love without limit, you must first love yourself without reservation. This requires fierce self-awareness, acknowledging shadow selves, confronting patterns of self-sabotage, and offering yourself the same kindness you extend to a dear friend. Psychologists today confirm that self-compassion fuels resilience. When you fall, you rise again with less fear of failure. St. Augustine wrote that the measure of love is to love without measure. Carry that maxim in your heart as you move through the world, refusing to ration your affection. Transform that self-love into service. Mother Teresa referred to service as the rent we pay for living on earth. Each act of kindness, handwritten note, shared time, patient listening compounds into a legacy of hope. When you volunteer your skills, you magnify your purpose. When you teach without expectation, you forge a chain of growth that spans generations. And when you give purely, you receive a harvest of fulfillment that no material reward can match. But love also demands boundariesa, paradox of strength and tenderness. Just as a river's banks channel its flow, your boundaries preserve energy for what matters most. They protect your vision from dilution, your values from erosion, your heart from depletion. Build those boundaries with the same intentionality you build habits, define what you will accept, what you will not, and hold that line with unyielding compassion for yourself and others. Now, let us turn inward to the sphere of self, the uncharted kingdom within your own mind. Ancient yogis described the self as both observer and creator, the silent witness to all life's dramas. In neuroscience, this observer is known as the default mode network, the hub where self-referential thoughts arise. By cultivating mindfulness, you learn to watch thoughts without judgment, to detach from the narratives that bind you to past regrets or future anxieties. Through meditation, you become fluent in the language of your own soul. Yet mindfulness without intention is like a map without a destination. To align self-awareness with action, set clear intentions rooted in your highest values. Ryan Holiday, in his modern Stoic writings, emphasizes the practice of premeditatio malorum, imagining obstacles before they arise. When you anticipate challenges, you prepare your mind to navigate them gracefully. Use this practice daily. Visualize temptations, doubts, and setbacks, then rehearse your response until courageous clarity becomes second nature. Next, let us explore Vision, the gift of seeing beyond the immediate into the realm of what could be. Visionaries like Martin Luther King Jr. dared to dream of a beloved community reshaping hearts before policies. His I Have a Dream sermon is more than words, it is a living blueprint for justice. Your vision need not be as grand, but it must be vivid. Paint it in sensory detail, the sounds, the colors, the emotions. Revisit it each morning. Allow its resonance to flood your decisions, ensuring that every step moves you toward that luminous horizon. Purpose is the engine that propels vision. Without purpose, vision becomes a postcard, beautiful to behold, but static. Purpose infuses vision with motion. Viktor Frankl found purpose even in the darkest camps by choosing his attitude. He taught that purpose might be discovered in work, relationships, or the way we bear suffering. Ask yourself, what suffering will I transform? What legacy will I leave when my name fades? Let these questions guide you to the purpose that no one else can fulfill. Armed with love, self-awareness, vision, and purpose, you now need courage, the courage to act, to stand alone, to face criticism. Winston Churchill declared that success is not final, failure is not fatal, it is the courage to continue that counts. Courage is a muscle you strengthen through challenge. Say yes to the opportunity that frightens you. Speak your truth in a room that demands conformity. Each act of courage brands your soul with confidence. But even courage needs a scaffold. This scaffold is community. No person thrives in isolation. Leonardo da Vinci's notebooks reveal that he collaborated with mechanics, artists, and patrons. In your life, build a council of mentors, peers, and companions who share your values and challenge your blind spots. Seek feedback not to confirm your beliefs, but to refine them. Offer support abundantly and receive it gratefully. In this reciprocity, you expand your capacity for impact. Now, to anchor these principles in daily life, develop rituals that integrate love, vision, purpose, courage, and community. Perhaps begin each day in silent reflection, revisiting your intentions. Midday, write a note of gratitude to someone who lights your path. In the evening, review your choices. Where did you act from love? Where from fear? What lessons emerged? In these micro moments lies the alchemy of transformation. As the journey unfolds, you will encounter success. When victory arrives, greet it with humility and generosity. Henry David Thoreau warned against the grossness of triumph without reflection. Celebrate your wins by lifting others. Share credit, share resources, share stories. By doing so, you create a ripple of elevation that amplifies your own achievement. Finally, recognize that your journey is a continuum. There is no finish line, only new frontiers. Each milestone is a threshold to the next level of growth, greater depth of love, expanded vision, more resilient purpose. Embrace the paradox of arrival and departure. You have come far, yet you are only beginning. Take a deep breath now. Feel the tapestry of principles woven into your being. Love, self-awareness, vision, purpose, courage, community, ritual, humility. These are the threads of an unbreakable life. As your voiceover nears its grand finale, let this truth reverberate. You are the composer of your destiny, the storyteller of your legacy. Rise, then, with unwavering devotion. Your mind is the sword, your heart the shield, your actions the clarion call that awakens the world. Master the mind, master the world, and let your story ignite the hearts of those who hear it, echoing through eternity.